Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy Pardo, and I know this. Colin Farrell once had the comedy tragedy mask tattooed on his lower back, which is definitely a tragedy. Yeah, I think he should get something more useful, like his address, you know, in case he passes out in a cab.
I'm Tammy Pescatelli, and I'm certain that Tony Danza has a tattoo that reads, "Keep on trucking." That's because he couldn't decide between Baby on Board and I'm with Stupid.
Hi, I am Julia Roberts' much younger brother. And I know that Meatloaf has a tattoo of the letters SOS, which is the universal cry for help. But then again, so is naming yourself after the Blue Plate special.
Who's got it right? You'll find out tonight on Balderdash. Starring Elayne Boosler.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Balderdash. Okay, this is how the show works. Basically, you got a bunch of liars over here, and then you have two nice people trying to get ahead over here. So it's kind of like the stock market. You're too young. Okay. You'll be sorry later. How about this? It's kind of like corporate America. It's kind of like Enron. Okay, get me a new audience. There we go. You are going to laugh tonight, I guarantee it, because there's better people here. Give it up for Jimmy Pardo. Tammy Pescatelli. And the fabulous Eric Roberts. Okay, well, you know, Tammy Pescatelli had the true answer to our first question tonight. Yes, Tony Danza does have that tattoo that says, "Keep on trucking." I know, I usually do a joke here, but I've learned my lesson. Our other two stars were full of balderdash, and that's the challenge facing our contestants tonight. You guys have to figure out who's telling the truth, who's full of balderdash. Now, the good news is a correct balderdash answer pays you off at 1-1. Correct wager on the truth pays off at 2-1. To get you started on your betting, we're going to give you each 250 big points. And to help you decide how much you want to risk in this first round, I'll tell you that tonight's first category is peculiar people. Some of our audience members, perhaps. Peculiar people. Locking those wagers. Choose either truth or balderdash while I touch my hair for the first of many times today. Okay, hi, Greg.
Hi.
Hi, what'd you wager there?
I wagered 222 points on Balderdash.
Room 222 on Balderdash. What a lovely name, Varina. Lovely.
Thank you.
What'd you bet there?
I bet 173 on the truth.
All round numbers, 173. Here we go. He may not be famous and you may never have heard of his name, but there is still a great story to be told about today's not-so-famous person, Ron England. And we will start with the very funny and so lucky to have him here, comedian Jimmy Pardo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Elayne.
My pleasure.
Elaine, I almost feel like I'm at a big advantage here. Ron England is kind of part of the family a little bit with the Pardos. I come from a long line
Yes, sir.
of steel workers. My father, my brother, my cousin, everybody was a steel worker but me because I've never done a hard day's work in my life. Ron England is a Pittsburgh steel worker who lost his thumb in a freak accident and they replaced it with his toe. He's fine. He's back to work. He lives a normal life. In fact, Ron looked at the silver lining. He said, you know what? This is perfect. I can now live my dream of driving a car and giving myself a pedicure at the same time.
Oh, so it all worked out.
Exactly right.
Okay, Jimmy Pardo says that he lost his thumb and now he has 9 fingers and a toe. What does the lovely Tammy Pescatelli say?
But Jimmy Pardo has no idea who Ron England is. That's
No,
what
I
I
didn't
say.
say.
Do you know, Ron England is a guy who bet his brother that he could collect 1 million pennies. And this year he actually completed that goal, but there's not a bank in the world that would turn it into currency for him. So he had to send his son to school with a whole bunch of pennies, but it made it harder for the kid to be mugged.
Well, that's a heavy backpack, though. Tammy Pescatelli says he collected 1 million pennies. What does dreamboat Eric Roberts have to say? Boy, do you make people want to wear glasses. Yahoo!
Well, you know, Ronald England is English. And he's got a daughter who was in the 1968 Olympics in Mexico as a swimmer. Because, you know, he lives in England, but there's an Olympic-sized pool. The problem is he gets lots of frogs in his pool. So he invented the Frog Hotel. Which the frogs like very much, especially the bellhops.
No. Oh,
That's the true
I'm not
story
gonna
of
kiss
Ronald
one of
England.
those frogs. Yeah, okay. Let's recap. Eric Roberts says that this gentleman built the Frog Hotel.
Trust me.
They check in and they what? Don't hop out? I mean, what could it... Okay, Tammy Pescatelli says that he collected 1 million pennies and he stuck with them. Jimmy Pardo says that he lost his thumb and now he has 9 fingers and a toe. So, a truth, Balderdash, pick a star. You're looking for Balderdash, Greg. Who did you not believe?
I picked Jimmy Pardo for Balderdash because he just didn't seem like
Didn't
he
buy
was
the toe story, huh? Okay. Varina, who did you go with for truth?
I went with truth with Jimmy because I'm from Pittsburgh and they would do something like that over there.
Good to know. We'll be skipping the Pittsburgh yuck-yucks in the future, won't we? Okay, let's see who had the real story. Oh, my goodness, it was Tammy Pescatelli, which is very good news for you. Not very good news for you because you chose wrong person for truth. That's going to take Varina down to 77 and gets Greg up to 472, but the night is young. It's anybody's game. Come on back.
It's time for more of our show. Here again is Elayne Boosler.
We've got a good game going here. Let's meet our contestants. This is Greg James from...
I'm originally from Sugar Creek, Ohio. I'm a photographer, and I'm currently a 3-time national amateur dodgeball champion.
Wow. Great. Well, 3 times an amateur. You're a professional now. That's
Working on it.
fantastic. Here's a beautiful name, Varina Rotelli. Jewish?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Where are you from, Varina?
Hi, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
And I'm a title examiner, and I belong to a committee of PACE, which raises money for children's charities. So far, year to date, we've raised over $15,000.
That's fantastic. And I don't want to point it out. Don't get self-conscious. She does have a toe on her left hand there. We're going to up the ante in this round. This is the round where we give you each an additional 500 points with which to bet. Varina, you're up to 577. See how fast that was? You're still ahead, Greg, with 972. You must bet at least 250 in this round, and the first category is going to be... Ooh, laughable laws. Laughable laws. How much are you willing to risk on laws that don't seem to make sense and are kind of silly and funny? How much did you bet, Greg?
I bet 475 points on Balderdash.
Balderdash. Varina?
I win 300 for truth.
Sticking with truth.
Yep.
Okay, here we go, panel. The beautiful state of New Hampshire has provided us with today's laughable law. What's the laughable law in New Hampshire that's actually on the books? Last comic standings, Tammy Pescatelli.
Well, you know that in New Hampshire, it's against the law to attack someone with a mustard bottle.
You can't attack someone with a mustard bottle?
No, because the mustard seed can cause damage to the eyes.
Oh.
It's the truth, Eric. Shut up. But, you know, it's called attack with a deadly poupon. Jimmy wrote it.
Okay. Can't attack someone with a mustard bottle. Eric Roberts, who apparently has a date for the prom tonight. Very nice. Yes, what is the laughable law in New Hampshire, and how did you get that from her during the commercial is what we want to know.
It's a secret.
All right.
Okay, an adult, this is an adult, cannot be within 100 feet of the front door of a bank wearing a Halloween costume. Now, this is because they want to prevent anybody from robbing a bank in disguise, which is why Michael Jackson is banking online.
Excelente. Cannot wear a Halloween costume near the bank. Jimmy Pardo, is that Balderdash or what?
It's Balderdash. I'll tell you why, because I know the truth. I travel quite a bit, Elayne. You know that.
I know.
And why not? I'm one of the bigger names in this business.
Absolutely.
When I check into a hotel, I get bothered generally, so I check in under an assumed name. That way nobody bothers me. In New Hampshire, it's illegal. You can't check into a hotel under an assumed name. So that's the law.
Okay, so
I should point out, by the way, Elayne, when I check in under an assumed name, I use the name Eric Roberts. Nobody ever bothers me.
That's unbelievable.
Freaks would bother you, okay?
I got a couple warrants, actually, but...
Jimmy Pardo says you can't check into a hotel under an assumed name. Tammy the P says you can't attack someone with a mustard bottle. And Dreamboat Eric Roberts says you can't wear a Halloween costume near a bank. You're looking for truth. You're looking for Balderdash. Pick a star. No lobbying, you. not Washington up here. Hey, Greg, who'd you go with?
I went with Jimmy Pardo for Balderdash again.
Balderdash, didn't buy it for a minute.
Nope,
Okay, Varina.
I went with Jimmy Pardo because I think he can't do it twice to me.
Oh, boy, you've never dated a comic, have you? Okay. Let's hear out the real story. It was Jimmy. That's going to take you to $11.77. That's going to cost you this time, Greg. You're down to $4.97. But let's give you a chance to catch right up by going directly to our next category. Okay, guys, listen up. The new category is Japanese cars. Japanese cars, locking those wagers on Japanese cars. There you go. How much did you wager there, Greg?
I wagered 455 points on Balderdash again.
Okay, sticking with the Balderdash. Varina, which I just love saying, Varina.
Oh, 350 on Balderdash.
Went to Balderdash this time.
Yeah, I went to Balderdash.
You don't know the subject?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Cars' names are meant to entice the buyer with exotic and powerful images. But in Japan, there's a car with a rather peculiar name. See if you can spot the truth. And we start with Dreamboat, Eric Roberts.
Well, in Japan, they came up with a car called the Crescent Flybell. Not the most masculine of names, we know. But that would explain the tassels and the banana seat.
Oh, so it's
car.
the Crescent Flybell in Japan. It's the name of a car, allegedly. Okay, Jimmy Pardo.
Yeah, I don't buy a second of that, Elayne. The Japanese are way ahead of us as far as vehicles go. Toyota came up with a minivan called the High Ace Living Saloon. I think they called it that, Tammy, because they had swinging wooden doors and room for a piano player. Honest to God, it's the only car you need a liquor license and a driver's license to own.
Boy, that's quite a story, isn't it? Jimmy Pardo says it's the High Ace Living Saloon. Tammy Pescatelli.
You notice that no one speaks to Jimmy at home, that he's just happy to talk in public, right? You understand that?
Great, too.
It's the Buffalo Arrowwing. I know.
Airwing?
Yeah, Arrowwing. I know that when I heard it too, I thought, is this an appetizer? Is this a car? I didn't know what it was.
Right.
But it's a Isuzu Sport Coupe. And when Jessica Simpson heard about it, she said, I didn't know buffaloes flew cars. I love her. Who cares? She's hot.
Tammy Pescatelli says it's the Buffalo Airwing. Eric Roberts says it's the Crescent Bay Bell. And Jimmy Pardo says it's the High Ace Living Saloon.
Crescent Flybell.
Flybell. Oh, how could I get that wrong? Okay. You're both looking. Thank you for that. It could be true. You're both looking for Balderdash. Pick a star. Okay, Greg, who'd you go with?
I went with Tammy for Balderdash. I just don't buy the buffalo wing thing.
Okay, sure. Varina?
I went with Tammy also. She
You
ties
got
on.
it. What, you should get an apartment after the show. Okay. Let's see which car is actually a car. Oh, boy. Well, Jimmy Pardo has the truth. That's good for both of you. Balderdash for Tammy. That's absolutely. Varina, you're up to 15.27. Greg, you're up to 9.52. Still anybody's game. Come on back for the big defining round after this.
Closed captioning provided by...
9/8 Central packs tonight.
Balderdash is back, and here's your host, Elayne Boosler.
Hey, this is the big determining round. It's Greg's last chance to catch up. We're going to give you each an extra 1,000 points with which to wager. Marina, you're at 25.27. Greg, you're at 19.52. Pretty good year for wine. And in this round, you must bet at least half your bank, at least half. And here's the hard part. You're both looking for truth only. Only the truth. Here's the category. Okay, Celebrity Yearbook. Celebrity Yearbook. It's a visual. Lock in those wagers for truth only. And of course, in this round, we don't reveal your wagers until the end of the round. Take a look at a picture of a young Brad Pitt. When he first got to Hollywood, he had an odd job before becoming a star. And we're going to start with Jimmy Pardo, who now is wearing the corsage, and boy, is that Tammy a loose woman. What job did Brad Pitt have before he was Brad Pitt?
We're having a great time in the commercial breaks, Elayne.
Yeah.
This was after, he's very young in this photo, but when Brad first came to Hollywood, as a lot of actors do, you pick up odd jobs from here to there to make the money until you make it big. Brad worked as a personal shopper. What that means, you could hire him to go out and get your groceries or your underpants or whatever the heck you wanted him to buy. I I wish I could hire him now because I'm thinking about letting my guy go, Elayne.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he made a wise choice on the corsage.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so he was a personal shopper, says Jimmy Pardo. What does Tammy Pescatelli say?
I know this one, okay? Who knows about Brad Pitt? Well, Jimmy might, okay. But he used to work as a giant chicken for a LA fast food restaurant.
Oh, boy.
And he was hot.
It's a good-looking chicken.
Take a bucket of that anytime.
Okay, so he was a chicken. Tammy thinks he was a chicken. What does Eric Roberts think?
Personal shopper. Brad Pitt, it was in my gym, is why I know this.
Oh.
Brad Pitt taught aerobics, briefly. Had a very popular class, naturally. A lot of heavy breathing. Not a lot of sweating. But he was an aerobics instructor.
Okay, so there you have it. Eric Roberts says Brad Pitt was an aerobics instructor. Tammy says he was a giant chicken. Jimmy Pardo says he was a personal shopper. You're looking for the truth? Pick a star. And again, we don't reveal your picks until the end. Let's find out what Brad Pitt's job was before he was Brad Pitt. Oh my goodness, he was a giant chicken for a fast food. I'd eat there anytime. Okay, Greg, you were behind. Did you pick the right person and did you bet enough?
Well, I bet 1,948 points on Tammy. Can I do that?
Excellent news. You knew that?
I picked up the
How
right
did you know that? You're at 58-48. Let's see if Farina bet enough and picked correctly.
I went with Tammy.
Oh my goodness, how much did you bet?
1,800.
1,800, that's fantastic. That is enough. I'm sorry, but that was a great round you put ahead.
Good day.
You have a good time playing?
Excellent
Good for you. You did it. You bet enough. You're the champion. The big Balderdash barrage. You're going to need to start a play with you. Who would you like to meet down in the center there?
Well, I feel bad for Eric. Let's go with him.
Yeah, I feel bad for Eric, too. He's gorgeous and rich. Okay, come back and meet us down on the floor, folks. Follow me right down here. Watch your step.
Balderdash continues. Once again, here's Elayne Boosler.
Here with Farina, our champion. I've got the flower. I don't want to talk about it. She's chosen Eric Roberts to help her through the Balderdash barrage. Some great prizes up for grabs today. Let's hear John Machida tell us about the first one.
It's a shopping spree at Brookstone. Choose from among the wide assortment of innovative and high-quality products found at Brookstone retail stores nationwide or shop online at brookstone.com.
Ooh, massage chair. Okay, here's John Machida to tell us about today's grand prize.
Work the body, relax the mind, calm the spirit on your spa getaway. You and a guest will experience the rejuvenating benefits of a visit to the luxurious Green Valley Spa located in the beautiful St. George, Utah. Enjoy relaxing spa treatments, fitness activities, and gourmet cuisine. More pampering, more luxury, more outdoor adventure. The Green Valley Spa. Back to you, Elayne.
Cool, spa getaway. You can't lose tonight. Okay, how are we going to get you to that spa? Well, there are 10 letters in the word Balderdash. Behind 9 of those letters are the shopping spree at Brookstone. Behind 1 of those letters is the spa getaway. So we'll narrow the field by playing a game for 45 seconds. I'm going to read you questions that end in, well, statements that end in total balderdash. You're going to correct them to make them true, okay? Right. So, for instance, if I say Thomas Jefferson said, all men are created overweight, you would say equal. Equal, exactly. If you don't know the answer, say pass. Eric has a chance to catch you back there. If you don't know it, say pass. For every correct answer, we'll take away one of the letters containing the Brookstone spree, getting closer and closer to that spa, okay? Got it?
You got
Let's play the big balderdash barrage. Let's put 45 seconds on the clock. And the clock starts now. The naval ship that carries airplanes is the QE-2. Pass.
Aircraft carrier.
Yes. The Da Vinci Code is set mostly in the city of brotherly love.
Philadelphia.
Paris. A Room of One's Own was written by Miss Lonely Hearts.
Pass.
Pass.
Virginia Woolf. The liquor made from the agave plant is lighter fluid.
Tequila.
Yes. On Broadway, the producers originally starred Nathan Lane and Dom DeLuise.
Matthew Broderick.
Yes. The capital of Florida is closed for repairs.
Pensacola.
Tallahassee. Tennis star Andre Agassi is married to retired tennis star Dame Edna.
Pass.
Pass.
Steffi Graf. Dogpatch was the setting for the comic strip A Dog's Life.
Little Abner.
Yes. The character played by Ed Asner in 2 series was overexposed.
Mr. Grant.
Yes. Sung by Survivor. The theme song for the theme song of Rocky III was Punch Through. Eye of the Tiger. 5 right. 5 right. That's very Very
I
good.
didn't help.
Great. Oh, you did.
Sorry.
Let's take away 5 letters from the word balderdash. You got 5 letters up there. You can't lose. Pick a letter. Let's see what you got.
I'm going to take A from my daughter, Ashley.
A for Ashley. Let's see what's behind it. Hey, a shopping spree at Brookstone. Lasts a lot longer than going to a spa. I think that's totally cool. I'd go to Brookstone and go shopping. Hey, let's see where the grand prize was. Oh, spa vacation. Well, cool enough. Brookstone lasts longer anyway, so there you go. We hope you had a good time watching Balderdash today. Be kind to animals. Remember, rescued pets make the best pets. That's no Balderdash. We'll see you right back here next time. So it was fun.
You don't have to be a genius.
She was no angel on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I don't know.